Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So, we're here back to Bleach. I've actually started to get a little bit more hyped about this, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but... man, it's been a second since I posted a video on Bleach. So, what did we want to talk about? Well, I was kind of, like, just laying back from, like, really grinding the game. Particularly because it's just been, like, not necessarily slow, it's just nothing that has really hyped me up, and even now, with the banner that I'm kind of intrigued by, which is the Masaki banner. Is it Masaki? I think it's Masaki. It's Masaki. I got it right. I'm not a fake wife lover. I'm not fake, I swear. I'm a little fake. A little bit of microplastics in the water, you know? Yeah, no, but, anyway. Welcome to a new video. I just kind of wanted to go over a few things, because, man, I kind of came back and I was like, wow, that's just a lot of cool stuff. But, yeah, so we have gotten a couple of new things that I was not aware of until I came back. But we got a new achievements tab, which I was very curious about, because I thought that's what the order tabs was for, where you just get random stuff and things, but no, I definitely don't think this was here last time, and so I came into the game after kind of delaying my comeback from playing the game, and so I came to find a very nifty little thing, essentially, right? So we have a new system that was implemented that I found particularly interesting and particularly useful for those of you that are just kind of coming back from, like, you know, after just kind of like skipping banners and a couple of things, because Bleach isn't necessarily like a bad game, it's just a game that you can come back to after really like a couple of weeks and like really get back into it really fast. But in essence, we have a new system. It starts when you first log into the game, and you click here. And for those of us that aren't very like fond of UIs, basically you click the button with the shiny sparkle stuff right here, then you click this one, and then you have the new system. So this system seems to have been implemented during the, let's see, because I believe this was implemented fairly recently, but let's see, ignition issues, and this, maintenance announcements, nope, events, updates, version 1.6, I'm actually checking it live with you guys as well right now. All players, nope, that's not it. Updates, forthcoming updates. 16 planned for early June. So this was released early a couple of days ago, about a week in. So this is the achievement system. The achievement system provides you with special points for completing goals. You can then unlock permanent effects that make the game easy to play. The achievement system is made of two components. Firstly, doing things like powering up the characters and completing quests to complete various challenges, called achievements, to earn Brave Keys. And what these Brave Keys are, they're essentially just a currency you use. It's like they're currency. They're not really like don't really consider them Brave Keys. They're essentially like an additional currency for these bonuses. They're basically achievement locked essentially. So as you play through the story, you'll unlock more of these keys, and they will actually benefit you in your gameplay. Essentially, if you're starting out, it's not a bad idea to kind of end the best early on, so you can kind of like min-max this stuff. But you don't really need to. Like realistically, it's been not necessarily, it's not necessarily been a necessity other than one particular thing that I actually will talk about in a minute. But this system is super nifty. I was testing it out because out of sheer curiosity, but a couple of things to note. This is a relatively expensive even towards endgame, unless you're like truly endgame players, and I'm not sure what the limitations of this are. But if you complete the things as you will, you'll eventually rack up enough materials and enough things to actually like add to your like bonus stuff. But so let's continue reading. So this is what the actual system looks like, at least on the cover page. This is the main like right here. This is the main. Essentially, they're just like order quests. So these are essentially the goals you have to clear. Some of them are additive, some of them are like singulative or singular. Take for example, yeah, something like this. Clear 25 stages and limit break quests X1. So you have to clear the up to 25 I think this is, yeah, this is not additive, because they actually have different instances, right? Of this. And I haven't actually quite tested this yet because I don't really do limit break requests too much, if at all. Because I'm particularly lazy, and I'm more of a endgame content. True, this is true endgame content for those of you that don't know. This is essentially how you get a lot of your transcendence points. And so those of us that actually do play a little bit less aggressively, this is really great. Well, not necessarily really great. This is like a little bit like, this kind of gives you like a little bit of more of a clear goal. Because orders kind of just are like, hey, come in, do your dailies, clear your stuff and things, and then move on with the rest of your day or next like week, really. Because I typically log in, aggressively grind, and because I really have a lot of mats more often than not, because I just come in with a purpose and a goal and then clear out probably like a week's progression, and I'm done for the rest of the week, if not a lot longer. Because particularly like in this game, like week quests are really like the biggest things. Because dailies are additive; they do add up. Like five orbs is not necessarily bad. 5 orbs over 365 days. It starts to get a little crazy. Now, if we do the literal math, so 365 times 5, 1800. So that's about give or take like 250, probably close to what, 8, 9 temples, give or take. Give or take with the discounts they gave in the beginning. Discount. But yeah, no. So this new system is like pretty nifty. It is less easier to like really like lose your mind over and like really like, because these are like weekly quests. The free quests are stuff that you. Oh, okay. So this is actually where they put a lot of the stuff over. Okay. Because the free quest is to be all over here. So they no longer. Okay, so the free quests is actually how they come up with a new achievement system. The achievement system kinda is like an amalgamation of that, and I think it probably took them a hot minute to do that stuff. But actually, fun fact, I already claimed that stuff, but if I can check my history. No, but in essence, they actually they do give you the gold that you're gonna get. It's not necessarily like really a big deal, because like you really can just like straight up farm it. I have been at like 1.8 billion gold per minute. It's really kind of easy after a minute. I used to struggle with gold, or like I guess just coins in the beginning, a lot. Nowadays I'm just kind of like struggling with getting enough tickets, but that's just kind of how like, because I need like 300 plus tickets a time for just farming. But yeah, no, but in essence, right? So the achievement system is there to make things easier for you. If we go back to the news, let's see. I'm sorry if I'm ranting a little bit too much. It's just I don't want to make this drag on too much. But it's a very interesting update, and I'm very happy for this update. Secondly, using Brave Souls unlock permanent effects called Brave bonuses. So these are essentially not necessarily, they're called Brave bonuses. Some of them actually do give you extra added stats. 250 links to 400 scrolls. But yeah, let's see. So whenever you unlock this, you essentially get like a daily material you can get, and from that you can actually start upgrading a whole bunch of stuff. But essentially, there's just upgrade materials. Is there upgrade materials? Let me give you some examples. So the literal examples of what you can get vary a little bit. So we have the spirit orbs boost. We have increased chance of receiving a higher rarity stat boost in the extra stat boost lottery. So this is basically like the accessory ladder, I believe. It's just kind of like the re-rolled mechanics of the system. At least I think it is. Might have to double check on this. I'm kind of out of points on this point. But let's see. Increase the chance of receiving a higher rarity stat boost and the extra stat boost. Oh, okay, I know what this is. So this is for the actual character stat boost. That might actually be pretty good, actually. I think for people that aren't necessarily like too keen on like losing like transcendence points, that's actually really great. And I think if you pair it up with the so this is one of the systems, right? So you have a couple of options. Realistically, you want to get all of them, but they are a little bit skimpy with some of the things, and I couldn't necessarily get all of these things. They also are a little expensive. 10x to power up. Yep, but okay, so let's see. So we have the Spirit Orb system, which essentially you get free Spirit Orbs every 7 days. That's depending on the level you have, you can get, I think, upwards of, let's see, so you start with about 20. That's how much they give you to begin with, and it's additive for 5 per. So for this system, you get approximately, let's see, so 20 plus another 15. I think it's additive by 5. I think you might start out with 25. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure it should be continuing up by 5. I think this is what it was for me. Anyway, so we have another 7 levels. You add 7 times 5, but you get approximately another 70 Spirit Orbs every single week, every 7 days exclusively. And you have to log in the 7th day and claim them, so you can actually start getting more stuff, I believe. But it won't actually count against you. So I think if you log in that day of, it won't actually not start until the day of, but it should be claimed the same day. Yeah, because I think if the way the system works, right? So we'll claim items. I started this approximately. Yeah, it's based on days, I think. So it's been 2 days since I've really started messing with the system. It's not really been too much, but it really just some of these things actually give you like so much stuff. I think one of the systems that I think is definitely worth it, like weight and gold for those of us that are beginners. They're actually starting to get like towards like late game. I think. Honestly, the Spirit Orbs is kind of nice, but if you're starting the game, I genuinely think either more soul tickets, or better yet, essence scrolls, which are really, well, like they're like make it or break it for you. Like some of these essence scrolls, as well as the affiliation scrolls, will like tell you if you can like actually upgrade your characters even further. That's just either that, or better yet, you get attribute droplets. These things, as well as the super link slot potion things, are super key important. They're like super important. Yeah, it's just so much more cool stuff, right? So personally, I would probably get all of this. This is all worth it. I think Brave Summons tickets would also be nice. The crate points I don't think is that great because you can like really farm that stuff. But the jewels I think would definitely save you like a lot on tickets. I definitely would have like bought this, and probably can't buy it right now. Let me double check. I'll probably spend at least one. I don't necessarily want too much on this stuff. Okay. Not bad. Craze 200 jewels with each attribute with extra power. It's actually relatively inexpensive, so I think some of this stuff would actually probably help you since you get like some every single day. 200, and then you get 250. It increases to 15. Okay, so it's. Oh, okay, so it's additive. So the first one is really cheap, and the second one's like about that much. Okay. And you can claim the items now, which initially I think as soon as you unlock. So I'm taking it like until next thing. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's see. So ideally you would get both of them, I think. How much does it cost? $35.25. Oh, yeah, no, buy this for sure. I'm getting this one. I know. I read the thing though. And you can unlock all of these, it's just they progressively get a little bit more expensive from both ends. So just be aware of that. Particularly because they don't necessarily want you to not spend like too many of your points like super aggressively. I personally, what I did is I actually maxed out my pick that again. So I actually maxed out my training ground daily clear limit because I want to get my characters like maxed out. I think this is really important for people that are just kind of coming back into the game. I think this is probably also really important, but this would actually help me out with like increases the stats on my secondary link slot characters. So this would actually be really helpful. Because I actually can currently show you, right? But I haven't fought it yet. Which I might have, I'm not really sure. I have 8 attempts on the special move training guides. Normally you only have 2. So this is really, really important. Because I think it could be like one of 2 things, right? So in the very beginning, if you're not too worried about this and you don't understand what this means, so this essentially like levels up your ultimate as well as your... How to put this? It's as simple as this, right? So let's go here, right? So my Senna, this is a old character. So she has been resurrected, which is a term for essentially she has been like modified in order for stats to be much better. But I don't see me getting her again, right? So it's really difficult for me to like say Shiver came back, right? I would never, ever would recommend summoning older banners, because at least unless you like the character, and at which point everything I say you can throw that out the window. It is up to you if you want to summon the character, period. But regardless of what I say, facts are facts, right? If you would like the most stats from a character, you want to increase their transcendence levels. What does these do? They essentially increase the base stats in the character, which can be transferred from one character to another. And I do believe they are actually added to the main sublink. So this is like relatively complicated, at least on my end, right? So who do I have? Currently, I think my most transcendent character that I think would have loved to have just one more extra dupe would be my Bambietta, right? So her stats are pretty high. I have pretty much guaranteed chance to crit, and most of her stats are like added by a ton, really. So what do these transcendent slots do? They just kind of add about varying degrees of like really added stats. So for base transcendent slots, you can have spiritual pressure, focus, defense, stamina, and the last one, I think it's attack. But yeah, but the point is you can add two more of these slots, right? So what this means is you essentially can get your character if you have the mats, right? So if you have the materials for this, and I'm going to show you one character I'm actually working on. Is it... Nope, she's max. Who am I working on? I worked on Ichigo. I think Ichigo's max, I think. If not, we're gonna check it out. Yeah, no, he's not max, but so this is actually where your link slots and your like scrolls will actually come back, right? So this is actually where you get the majority of your extra stats. They are multiplied a lot by your gear. So I'm not saying that's not important, but this stuff is like super like easy to like improve. It's like it's more exponential than the really the gear is really. Your gear is multiplicative, so it's much nicer to like increase that early on. But the biggest thing from this is so your gear has a couple functions, and it increases your stats by a certain percentage, or it decreases your stats by a certain percentage. That's how it works. I think the maximum amount is by the spiritual T-sets that every single one of these characters can have, and it's like a 50% added boost. But that's 50%, and I'm not saying it's bad, but when we're talking about base stats on the character, right? So let's actually see if we can take a look at this. Augment. So I lose about 2,000 from this. I wish I could look at just the character directly. So this is maxed out. So these are the character stats. These are with the links, and these are from just like the what do we call it? So link stats. This is from the reduction from the. Sorry for taking a second. I want to explain more of the achievement system, but it's kind of neat. It's like a very, very interesting how it's all linked together, right? But actually, yeah, let's just throw this in the bus. Realistically, you're gonna max your character however you wanna. I'm just suggesting, realistically, look through the system, be careful. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. What my suggestion might be different for everybody else. Some of these systems may not necessarily be easy to access, but realistically, what you want is the hard, difficult stuff to get. There are a couple of things that if I was going to try and max our character, let's actually check it out. Let's suppose, hypothetically, I was going to max our character. Who am I going to max? It might be her, actually, that I want to max. So, yep, it's her. Okay. So I currently have Mininas, which is one of the Bambis. I've been wanting to max her out for a couple of days. I had no scrolls. I was missing scrolls, and I couldn't even try to upgrade her stats. After this event dropped, it was literally 2 days. 2 days. I wish I was kidding. It's just 2 days before I could actually start upgrading my characters again. And I'm so happy about it because I don't like doing quests for the scroll quests because they're like really finicky and they're just obnoxious in my head. Because you need a particular like character this link slot or whatever, and it just feels like I'm like really like missing out, and I just haven't been able to use her on the purposes that she needs to be used. In which her case is, I want to upgrade attack. So what does attack do? That in essence is the base stat of the character. Let's test it out right now. So. Let's actually use this as a more practical example, and we're gonna use this. I want to do a difficulty test. Try her. We're gonna switch her out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna showcase a little bit of what the difference is. So I'm actually gonna take this off. So this is kind of what the basic of the character is. So let's actually check it out right now. The stats for her are 144, or 1298, 873, 406, 472, and 649. This is all the stats regularly combined. The base character for her is, I think they're actually added stats from the affiliation boosters I have. So that's actually how they have more stats. Yeah, this is where you get more stuff in these. For my twinsies, I actually have them on level 8, which means I get a bonus. Level 8, I get 20 stamina, 14 attack, 7 defense, 14 focus, and 20 suppression. I don't know if these are just added. Oh, okay, so you actually get your bonuses added to all of your characters. That's actually really good. So you actually want to max out your characters as much as you can. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So, actually, this is based on your affiliation bonuses. So, if you don't know what this is essentially a system that is meant to increase your stats overall. Because we should have a system that essentially increase your stats depending on. It's just a little bit. It was really didn't do that much. This is really for those that are really wailing. This is like really super additive. This is like 50, this is like an extra 5% extra focus. If you max all this out, this is like really gets really crazy. I think the max levels I think level 10, I think. So it's not gonna get super crazy, but that is like a difference of like an extra 10% stats, which is multiplicative by its own green rights, right? So let's currently test them out. And by the way, I haven't added these stats, which is like an extra 50 attack, 100 focus, it's just extra 10% chance of crits, extra 100 health, and this is just an extra 50 attack. Health lag gets added to my stats, and I don't know if that's just my base stat, but the 1298 is my health is. I don't know if it's added plus this. So 1298, I think if my math is right, it should be like 1400. Well, let's actually test that out on a harder stage. So let's try this out. Not here. She's dark, so we're gonna go with this. Mind after going this way. Oh! Okay, so wrong contact. It's actually this one. Alright. You can actually boost your stats by 10% as well from here. This is like pretty like multiplicative. Let's actually check your stats out right now. See if we can actually see them properly. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Let's just test it over as this. So this is how it is, just the base thing. We can probably, if you're like starting out the game, this is not a bad extra little bit of boost of damage. This will like help you out with a few things, but it doesn't really matter too much at times. This is like, if you can't clear it, you can't clear it. Sometimes it's skill based, sometimes it's just really difficult. But I digress. Let's get to it. Oh, pardon me. One moment, please. Okay. I do apologize for that. I had my headphones apparently turned to down mute, I guess. Oh, let me double check this. I have to rekeybind my stuff things, okay. Yeah, I had to, well, I think I mentioned this before, but I had to... I can just click the screen, it's fine. Left, A. Should be fun. And I forgot to confirm. That's fun. Ha ha ha. So I have this is 1, 2, 3. Then I have second character, I have this and this. And then this and that. Confirm. Let's see. Pardon me? So we actually have to normal attack space. Oh, no, that's not it. My bad. It's right here. That was the unpaused one.